David makes the right point, because let's see what Trump says. Because remember, right now for Americans, the impact of Brexit has been that the markets are tanking. That means their 401k as well. So how will he reassure them? He's going to speak now.
Trump Turnberry range, and I forgot to hand them out before. I'm very sorry, Mr. Trump.
This is a protest. It looks like a protest. He's being greeted by the security detail and Donald Trump, who's leaving the podium to go speak to him.
Go and get a job and a haircut.
He's come with some sort of visual aids and is now being escorted off as Donald Trump takes to the podium. Let's listen.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And this is an amazing honor. It's an amazing day, very historic day for a lot of reasons, not only Turnberry. This was one of the big votes in the history of Europe and Scotland and everywhere. It was very exciting coming in, and we were landing, and we had just heard the results. So I wish everybody a lot of luck. I think that it's historic, and what's happening is historic. So it's an honor to be with you. My mother was born in Scotland, in Stornoway. She loved Scotland. She would be here a lot. She would come every year with my sister Marion and my sister Elizabeth, and they just loved it. Her loyalty to Scotland was incredible. She respected and loved the Queen, and she loved the ceremony and the pomp and circumstance, and she was something special. And to think that we'd be here owning Turnberry one day would be incredible. She would come to Turnberry with her friends, and they'd have dinner at Turnberry. She didn't play golf, but they'd have dinner at Turnberry. So having taken this hotel and done the job that we've done with it is just an honor that I was given the opportunity. We bought it about 4.5 years ago. The town council has been incredible. The local politicians and all of the politicians all throughout have been absolutely incredible. They approved virtually everything that we asked for. We asked for the right things, but the approval process, because it's so historic, it had to go through many different layers. But every single thing that we wanted, they agreed that they thought it was good, and in some cases great. We've taken the lighthouse, which is a very, very important building in Florida, in Scotland, and we've taken that building and made it something really special. Inside the lighthouse right now is incredible suites, and it's called a halfway house because this is the 9th tee, and it's called a halfway house. And on the bottom you have dining, and golfers will stop and they'll go and get something to eat, and then they go into the 10th hole, 10th tee right next door. So the lighthouse, and it was in disrepair, and all of the people, Landmark, Scotland, and all of the people that we had to go through I just thank you, because it was a long, difficult process getting that approved, but they really wanted to see it at the highest level, and now it's really at a higher level than it ever was. And when you see, I don't know if you'll get the chance, but if you do, you should try and get to see the suites, because they are two of the most beautiful suites you'll ever see. And, you know, when the water's rough today, it's very calm. In fact, I've almost never seen it like this. But sometimes you have waves that are literally crashing onto this piece of land that we're standing on. It's one of the most beautiful sights you'll ever see. This hole didn't exist. The Royal and Ancient has been incredible. They've worked with us on design. They've wanted to do these changes for probably close to 50 years because they were so obvious, and we've made certain changes to the course. In addition to that, we fully renovated the course, brand new sprinkler system, the highest level. Many of the holes have been jiggered and made even longer, and new greens, new everything, and yet it's the same Turnberry. But the hole 9, 10, and 11 and 4 have been changed and moved out into the ocean. This hole, as an example, from approximately this area, you would hit over there. This was a par 4, and you'd hit over there, and it was a much different thing. Now you're hitting out over the ocean. And just to the right of the lighthouse, you have a green, and a lot of people think this will be the greatest par 3 anywhere in the world. And then 10 becomes a par 5 that the golfers know and the members know. I think we have a lot of the members of Turnberry right in the back, the captain and a lot of the members. We appreciate you being here. And we have then number 11, which is a spectacular hole, also a par 3, built right on the cliffs. And that hole was moved about 200 yards to the left. And Tom Watson saw me, and he won the British Open many times, Peter, right? Many times. And he said 5. He said, what a change. And, you know, he actually thought it was a very easy hole the way it was, but he probably liked it because he would birdie it all the time. But what we've done is what everybody's wanted to do for many, many decades. I want to thank Martin Ebert, who has done an incredible job as the architect. And I called up the Royal and Ancient, Peter Dawson, who's an amazing man and a great guy and a talented person, and loves the sport and loves Scotland. And frankly, I said, who should I use as the architect? And he did me a big favor. He recommended Martin. And so I want to thank you, and I want to thank Peter Dawson, who's here with us now. Peter Dawson headed up the Royal and Ancient for years, and he has been just a great friend. And I thank you for everything, Peter. Your recommendations have been incredible. Thank you very much. My son, Eric, was in charge of the job. I wanted to really come over here, and Ivanka and Don came with me to congratulate Eric. He was really, we gave him the responsibility of building the hotel, as you know, was gutted down to the steel and rebuilt. I think it's going to be one of the great hotels of the world. It already was, but it was in somewhat dilapidated shape, and we had a choice. We could fix it and paint it.
Break into Donald Trump's statement right now, which is not something we often do, but it's very remarkable at this point because of what he hasn't mentioned yet. Donald Trump has been up at the podium for about 5 minutes, has not mentioned Brexit, is only talking about his golf course and his other business ventures and how it came to be. Let's discuss why he would make this choice and what the implications are. We have our David Gregory and John Avlon panel with us right now.
And our
Sarah
incredulous
Murray
John Avlon
is still in the audience there because she's listening to Trump, and when she can get up, she'll start reporting as well. Avlon, you seem to have something to say.
Yeah.
This is insane. The presumptive Republican nominee has the world watching on a historic day, and he is doing a 5-minute advertorial for his golf course in great detail, talking about the beauty of the suites, how great the pars are on certain holes. Not talking about Brexit. This is a summation in some ways of his campaign. He is in the right place at the right time for his message, and he blows it because at the end of the day, it's all about him. He seems to be trying to profit off a presidential run and not taking it seriously. This is Trump stakes all over again after winning the primaries.
David, is that how you see it?
I think John understates the importance of adding suites to the lighthouse. But I mean, look, we spent all this time analyzing the potential significance of the parallels with his own campaign, and we were way out ahead of where Donald Trump's campaign is. I'm shocked that even given his statements that he didn't come out and immediately seize on the importance of this. You know, maybe he wanted to inject a note of caution by not getting involved, but no, this just seems like political malpractice. I'm just as bemused as everyone else looking at this, thinking